Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome back to the Firefly 10th anniversary unboxing. Each video we are going through a different set that you could pick up independently if you didn't want to. So you have an idea of what's in here. In this video, we're going over the Breakin Atmo set. Oop, there it is, right up at the top there. So this is one of the smaller sets, just a little box of cards. It's just going to be five cards for each supply deck. And 5 cards for each contact, so another 50 cards. It's a decent number of cards. But it's just going to be a good little expansion to add in to the game. So what is it exactly adding? It's going to have new jobs in here. Let's have the little like ship crashing into orbit. So new jobs are based on pay per skill. So example, this job is going to pay 2,000 plus 500 per negotiation career job is working on. So it's going to give you more of an emphasis to have characters with certain things. So let's go ahead and just hop right in. We're going to start in Silverhold. Silverhold Munition. So this is a great one. This is only going to enhance generally going to enhance the base set because it's just cards for those 5 contacts and the 5 different shop city areas. So yeah, if you have Teldesia or Blue Sun expansions, this isn't going to do anything to necessarily help them out with their areas. But again, the other ones are in the middle, so they're going to be the ones you're going to probably hit the most anyhow. So let's start with Silverhold Munitions and see what we all have in here. We have a head goon who has Merc and Goon Squad. He has 2 fighting. He has double negotiate when you have at least 3 Mercs and crews. So that's kind of cool. So in the base game, we had Hill Folk that got extra bonuses for having multiple Hill Folk. This is kind of fun, so if you get multiple Mercs, you can make up a crew. Also remember, someone like Jane is also a Merc, so that does count towards it as well. Here we have Elder Goldman, who's a Hill Folk, we just mentioned. If working an immoral job, Elman Gorman must stay on board the ship, but he does have double negotiate and doesn't cost anything. Plus, he works towards that Hill Folk bonus. Up next, we have some equipment or items. We have the vehicle-mounted BFG, or Big Freaking Gun. Requires a transport, which is neat, but it is two fighting and firearm. We get 2 copies of that. And then we have the best in the house. Which is remove disgruntled from all crews. That's kind of a neat little ability as well. Alright, up next we have Persephone. So we're going to see what we get there. We have the Accountant, who's a grifter. Cooking the books, whenever you receive a gold token, take 500. That's very cool, because there's a bunch of the goals from the story that involve having just so much extra money. So that could be very helpful. We have the Fixer, who has shady connections, who has a fake ID to start with, which is nice. Then we're going to get 2 copies of Cortex Uplink. So it has different skills on the double skills, mechanic and negotiation. From any location, you may use deal action to consider the top face-down card from any contact, except or discard the job as normal. That's neat. Helps out from around the thing. And then we have a Gentleman's Dueling Sword, which is fancy guns and attack counts as a knife. Also discard to add when attacked to a fighting test after rolling. So either you can just normally use it, or if you need to like readjust after a test, you can use it as well. Plus counts as fancy guns. It's expensive, but the fact is it does 3 different things for you is super helpful. Let's head to the Space Bazaar. Your trip starts here. We have the Merchant, Shrewd Trader. Whenever you sell cargo, you may take to a contact, you may take an extra 100 per cargo. That's very cool. And then we have a second Merchant as well. So you have 2 different ones of those. Then for some items, we have 2 copies of the Breaching Tool. This is explosives. We need some more explosives with mechanic. And +1 contraband from salvage operations. So again, these cards are expensive, like 1,200, but they have dual abilities, which is nice because then maybe you can carry less items around. And then the last one for there is we had the tall playing cards, which is one of their in-universe gamblings. This card to use, pay the bank 500, draw 5 misbehaved cards. If at least 3 of the 5 cards have matching suits, take 1,500. That's fun though, like to play around with the gambling mechanic and using those misbehavings, having the I got some right here actually that have the deck suits on them. That's kind of cool just because it adds another reason to have them on there. That is neat. Alright, then we have Regina. Let's see who we have in here. We only have one new crew member. We have the Specialist, who's a soldier, wetwork, sniper rifle, and firearm. Sniper rifle and firearm. May not carry gear. So he can't carry anything, but he does at least include those keywords, which will help you out. We're going to get 2 copies of the Mud Dog ATV, which is another transport. After completing a smuggling job, load 1 contraband. There we go. Natty's gun collection, fancy guns and firearm. Reroll any negotiation test, results of 1. And then the last one we have there is 2 Fries carbine. Sniper rifle and firearm, reroll any fight skill test, results of 1. Cool. That's very helpful as well. Then our final shop is the Osiris Shipworks. So we will have the Helmsman, Alliance Training, and she's a pilot. We don't have enough pilots in the game, so this is kind of cool to add some more. Counts as a solid with Harkin. And then we get a second one, we get a gentleman version. That's pretty cool, right? Automatic card that counts as a solid. Which is neat, though, as I do like about these. So we went through all the crews. Is one guy does this thing, one group does this. They didn't have, like, okay, this one you get these guys count as solid for Harkin. These ones count as solid for Patience. These guys count solid for Badger. Like, I'm glad that they all have completely different abilities instead of just the same ability repeated over and over. To make them all even. Like, I don't like, I get games should be balanced. I do like the idea of this being, like, not every single world or group of characters or different things are all balanced. So it actually makes these decks a lot more interesting. We have 2 copies of Alliance Body Armor. If crew carrying armor is killed, roll a 1 to 3 they are killed, a 4 to 6 they are not killed. So they can help them out a little bit. And then the Universal Encyclopedia. Used from any location, you deal an action card with the top 3 from the misbehaving decks, replace them in any order. Ooh, just stack the misbehave deck. That could be very helpful. Awesome. Alright, then we're going to hop right into our contacts. We're going to start with Patience, of course. Nothing changes on the back of our cards. But we have some illegal jobs. We have Range War, Briggs Gaming. Yeah, so like down here it'll show like $1,000, but she's also going to get $300 per every fighting member in there, and $300 for a soldier bonus. So if you have some guys with firearm, transport, and misbehave, get paid. Yeah, it's right there. She's going to remember that, remind you on there what that does. So that's kind of cool. Help you out there. We have Range War Zhong Ying. She could do that one as well. And then we have Range Wars 3 Hills. We want to try a little bit different one. We have Range War Cannery Sabotage. She's the mechanic instead. And then we have Range War Feedlots Sabotage. Senior cows ain't used to no one. Alright, then we're going to head into our good old friend Badger. Again, their other stuff doesn't change. We'll just jump to the back. So we have data jacking. So smuggling, pick up, drop off, does stuff with a mechanic. Filling up their dance cards. Negotiation and companion bonus. Talking all respectable like. Delaying the Dive, and Street Sweepers. A bunch of extra bonuses for all those guys, which is pretty cool. Alright, then we're going to have Amen Go. We're going to have some legal stuff for us to do. Zercom Financing, Tanzik Docs, Zercom Financing Franchising. Oh, learn how to read. Brackenoff Docs, Zercom Franchising, UAP Transport Hub, Special Delivery Classified Tech, so we've got some illegal ones, and Special Delivery Secret Prototype. And then we got our good old buddy Niska here. There's a pound of flesh. She's gonna have Moon the Alliance. That's fun. Alliance Cruiser and White Sun. Interesting. Travel to the Alliance Cruiser and misbehave. Wow. Need a solid rep with Harking. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that before. Repo by Fire. Sharking the Whales. The Big Bad Niska. Load 5 Fugitives. And then finally we have It's Not Business, It's Personal. Sounds very Niska. And then our last one is our Harting Contact, who's usually all pretty illegal on the board stuff, so we'll see what we have here. Cortex Relay Maintenance. Yeah, you're paying a little bit less per each one, but yeah, they're legal, so that's probably why. Cortex Relay Maintenance from Albion. Riot Suppression Rancher Protest. So we do have some immoral jobs. Not still legal, but immoral. Riot Suppression, Urza Food Shortage, and then Riot Suppression, Dock Worker Strike. Yes, these are all really cool to add into the game as well. The Breakin Atmo expansions, yeah, you're looking for some new crew members, some extra, basically some other little bit more powerful gear and equipment, some new missions to do, which add them extra bonuses for having them, are really cool. One thing I always recommend with something like this is maybe the first time you're playing it, like you're adding this in, like you played the base game a few times or whatever, and you want to add these in afterwards, is shuffle these, like, take the main deck, split them in half, shuffle these in the top half. You'll get these a lot more often then. Just if you like to see the newer cards more, and then as you play the game more and more, you just keep always shuffling them back in, they can just get mixed in with everything. What is nice about these is there's no reason why you couldn't start the game. Like, I've never played this, picked up the 10th anniversary set, you could just throw these right in there. There's no reason not to. They don't have any extra rules or anything. Just the thing is, if you have certain guys on your crew, you're going to gain more. Even like these, right? You have to have at least one fighter to do the job, but you have to do it. But all you have to do is travel with Persephone, and you get paid 200 per everyone, right? And you don't have any other extra stuff to do. But yeah, you get something like one of Niska's here. Do 3 of these, you just need a transport. But if you have more fighters, that'll definitely help. But you don't want to load up too many fighters, or you don't think you can pass the other test. Which is very interesting. But again, you know, so some of these are going to give you a lot more. But yeah, some maybe not as much. Like, again, like this one only gets you 400. I mean, 400 per person is nice. But you have to misbehave 4 times to do it. So interesting. And you have to have a solid rep with Niska. But the fact is, you don't need some of the other stuff, like having to have a transport does help as well, because that costs money to go buy a transport, to find one, so that's pretty cool. Yes, if you're looking for just an extra add-on to get some more extra cards to the game, make the game a little bit different, change stuff up a bit, definitely pick up the Breakin Atmo expansion. Again, unless you picked up the 10th anniversary, then you already have it. Hope you guys enjoyed these Firefly videos. Keep watching for all the other 10th anniversary sets. And hit me up in the comments. See you guys later. Bye.